What's going on YouTube? Big Dawg Brett. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Do me a favor, go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me if you would so much. I really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe and share. Share really helps the channel get to places that I normally can't reach without you guys' help. So if you guys enjoy the content, please hit like and subscribe. Thanks again. And let's jump right into it. So looking at the 2020, listen to me, the 2020 football commits for Alabama. Once again, Alabama is stacking up another incredible recruiting class. This is kind of par for the course for Alabama. No surprise that Alabama is walking away in the SEC with the recruiting rankings. Now, there is an opportunity for Georgia to catch Alabama. It's possible. There's an outside remote possibility that LSU could, but that's about it. I do want to point out, though, when it comes to the SEC, that in the top 10, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams in the top 10 that are SEC teams. That is not SEC biased. That is actually the player rankings as they are signed. So if you don't think the SEC is elite, then please explain to me how the SEC has this many top recruiting classes. Apparently the recruits think different. So, all right, with that having been said, let's talk about the current ranking last year. National rank was number 1 last year. SEC rank was number 1 last year with an average ranking of 0.94. If we go back to 2018, they were actually ranked 5th. SEC ranked, they were number 2. They were behind Georgia that year. And then in 2017, they were ranked number 1 in the SEC and number 1 nationally. So it looks like 17 was a really good year. 18 was a bit of a downturn. 19 was a really good year. And 2020, if it would have kept with the current trend, would have been a little bit of a downturn. But it seems like they're really strong. Number 1 in the SEC again, and they're currently number 2 nationally. Clemson is just putting on a dominant performance. Nobody's going to catch them, in my opinion. So being ranked number 2 behind a class like what Clemson has signed, no shame in that. I made a video on the Clemson class. If you don't believe me that recruiting class is elite, go take a look at that. All right, so not to detract from what Alabama's done here, this is a very impressive recruiting class. I'm going to go through some of this stuff pretty quick here. I don't want to take all day. I want you guys to see everything that I've seen, kind of my take on it, and just kind of what the talent looks like there now. So their number 1 guy that they've signed is Bryce Young. Bryce Young is a dual threat quarterback. He's a little bit shorter probably than what most quarterbacks are being looked for these days. He's 5'11", and he's 193 pounds. But that can be a good thing as a dual threat quarterback. This makes him smaller in size, possibly a little more agile, a little harder to tackle and catch, especially if he's running the RPO properly. If he's doing the give and take routine the way that it should be done, this guy's going to be difficult to hang on to. He's number 1 in position, number 2 in the state, coming out of California. Being number 2 in the state of California is pretty impressive in itself, considering the size of the state and how popular football is there. A number 6 ranked nationally. This guy's a .9969. Let's go ahead and get you guys over to that screen. As you can see, this guy's highly talented. If you watch his tape, I mean, I don't know any other way to describe it other than he looks like a cross between Tua and Jalen Hurts. He has the arm, talent, and read ability of Tua, and he has the run ability of Jalen. Jalen obviously has come a long ways since he went to Oklahoma, but this guy's starting out looking like that. It's very impressive. We'll see how he does once he gets to Alabama, but I believe this guy could be a super duper talent for Alabama. Very impressive young man. Chris Braswell, defensive end, 9.929. This guy's sideline to sideline all over the field, 6'3". Weak side defensive end. I apologize. This guy, I've got him mixed up with the next guy, so bear with me on that. Chris Braswell, 6'3", defensive end. This guy's a beast. Watch this video. He's out of Baltimore, Maryland. Another top recruit coming out of Maryland. Clemson picked up a top recruit coming out of Maryland as well. But Chris Braswell, super talented player, 6'3", 220 pounds, very, very agile. I'm going to come back to Drew Sanders. We'll talk about him in depth here in just a moment. Let's talk about, I guess it's Demoy Kennedy, inside linebacker, 6'3", 219, 4-star. This guy's almost a 5-star. He's #1 in the state of Alabama, #3 at position. I think this guy has been an Alabama homer ever since he was a little kid. This guy loves Alabama. He's probably living his dream to be able to sign with him. Jace McClellan. Jace McClellan, if I'm not mistaken, had originally agreed to go play at Oklahoma, and then they flipped him to Alabama. This guy is a super speed demon, quick sideline to sideline, a lot of strength too. He's not afraid to run through traffic. Would be a perfect running back for Alabama. He kind of combines the agility and speed with a little bit of power. Is going to make him a phenomenal running back. Outside linebacker, Quandarius Robinson. Hopefully I said that properly. I'm not a names expert. Outside linebacker, 6'5", 217. This guy is the guy I was talking about at sideline and sideline. Crazy fast, a lot of height, reads the defense really well. Excellent get for Alabama. Brian Birch coming out of Sandy Creek, Sandy Creek High School in Tyrone, Georgia. This is a safety who's 6 foot, 192 pounds, another speed demon, 4-star athlete. Will Anderson, weak side defensive end, 6'3", 233. And then we get down to Timothy Smith. This is the first guy of what I would call substantial size that I've seen them sign in this cycle. This is a 4-star guy. Actually, I jumped screens. Let me back up to. Let's just go ahead and back up and talk about Drew Sanders. Out of all of the recruits that I've seen, both for Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, LSU, any other team you can name, this guy, Drew Sanders, is probably the most impressive I've seen. Drew Sanders, he's listed as an athlete. Let me explain why. I'll talk about his defensive capabilities here in a moment. Let's talk about his offensive capabilities. Watching tape of this guy play quarterback, as crazy as it sounds, once I tell you what he's doing on defense, you're going to be like, quarterback? Oh, what are you talking about, quarterback? Watching him run quarterback, running back, tight end, anything on the offense that he wants to do, he's capable. He can throw the ball. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He can block. And that's just offense. Now, I don't think that he's going to play quarterback a whole lot at Alabama. But, wow, this guy would be a great trick play guy. If you were to hand the ball off to him, he normally plays defense. He steps in, he takes a handoff, and he does a flea flicker or whatever, drops back a little razzle-dazzle, and he throws it downfield. I mean, there's tons and tons of different ways you can use this guy. And it is because this is probably, from what I can see, the highest football IQ player in the top on any roster right now, as far as new recruits go. This guy's football IQ is off the charts. Watch him as they're mainly playing him as linebacker. Watch this guy as linebacker. I'm going to go ahead and give this guy the nickname of John Cena. He grabs people and suplexes them with ease. And not just one or two. I mean, there's like 7 or 8 instances on his highlight tape where he's suplexing people. And I mean, when the ball snaps, he's reading what's going on. He's not strictly reacting. And he has the speed, even though he's 6'5", 232, he has the speed to shut down any play that's a sweep play to the outside. He has the intelligence to stand in the pocket and read the quarterback's eyes and pick off passes and run them back for touchdowns. This guy is absolutely phenomenal. I look for incredible things from this young man. Again, another player I wish would have come to the University of Georgia, being number 2 at position and number 2 in the state. Just absolutely incredible, phenomenal athlete. Scary good. We already talked about Will Anderson. Let's jump down to the next set here. I kind of got carried away because I'm looking at a different screen than you guys. We talked about Quandarius. Let's see, where are we at here? Timothy Simpson. All right, so this is the guy I was talking about, 6'4", 320, defensive tackle. This is really the first guy, the highest ranked guy with any size to him. 6'4", 320 defensive tackle, big guy. Rodell Williams, 4-star running back, 5'10", 202. Just another powerhouse player, exactly what you would expect. Delua Jones Bell, wide receiver, coming in at 5'11". This guy's another 4-star receiver. Not quite seeing as many receivers as I thought I would see, but there's definitely some talent here. Definitely some talent here. Let's talk about Jackson Bratton or Brayton or Broughton. Not sure how you pronounce that. Sorry, apologize for your name, sir. Inside linebacker, 6'3", 233. Again, stacking up on defense. Tall, big guy, physical guys, fast guys. Malachi Moore, safety, 6 foot, 180 pounds. Another 4-star guy. Jamarlin Latham, defensive tackle, 6'3", 280 pounds. A little bit undersized for what you typically would see on an Alabama front. You know, they like to have those guys over 300 pounds, and it's also a little bit unusual to see a defensive tackle who's got a 4-star rating who is under 300 pounds. You just don't see a whole lot of those. Trayshawn Holden, wide receiver, 6'3", 195 pounds, 4-star. I mean, Alabama's just stacked with 4-stars. They didn't get a ton of 5-stars, but they're just stacked with 4-star talents. Not a lot of 5-stars, a lot of 4-stars. And then Kristen Story, another athlete. This guy's all over the field as well. Just looks like 4.4 speed, quick, smart, highly agile individual. And now we're going to jump down to Jaquez Robinson, cornerback, 6'2", 190 pounds. This position right here, I think this is the only cornerback they signed. I was a little bit surprised to see that they only signed one cornerback. I figured they would have signed more, trying to strengthen up the defense, especially considering what they've seen this year. But it looks like a lot of this stuff is kind of geared towards the offensive side of the ball. So we'll see what happens. Then we've got another offensive tackle, 6'5", and Javon Cohen, 295 pounds. Again, a little bit undersized for what we typically see, that big 300-pound mark. He's right there at it though. Ronald Williams, cornerback, 6'2", 198, 188 pounds, somewhere in there. Another 4-star recruit. And then we start getting into the 3-stars. You know, after looking through all this, is a few defensive tackles, a couple of tight ends, and a few things here and there. Kyle Edwards, a 3-star running back. I'm not sure kind of why this guy got signed. I mean, I've watched his tape. I wasn't floored. Maybe they see something I don't see, but there's a ton of talent here. There's a ton of talent here, and in the different scene. The different play styles that they've got here. So I'm a little bit surprised at some of the stuff that they signed, but I was also kind of not surprised. We're gonna make a little bit of a change here real quick, guys. Stand by. Dealing with some moderate technical difficulties. Let's see what's going on here. Not sure. So I guess we're just gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it on. Let me go back. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it on the screen we're on. For some reason, the live stream cam is not working properly. We'll deal with that later. But as you can see, there's a ton of talent here. Lots and lots of room to grow with this class. Certainly a very strong class. And I'm looking for that Drew Sanders to play. I think that guy will be a phenom. Well, guys, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Another amazing signing class by Nick Saban and his staff. Hats off to those guys. They're going to be fun to play again. I look forward to seeing them soon. And as usual, you guys have a great day. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. Now's your chance. Doesn't cost you anything. It's tax deductible. All that fun stuff. We'll see you guys soon. Have a great day. God bless. Go Dawg.